on page 36. So get there. 36. Hi, Rainier. Happy birthday. Okay. So, dun, da, da, da. Remember, so far, we have heard Chase talk, we've heard Shoshana talk, we've heard Brendan talk. We just were in the middle of Chase talking. He saw his little sister. His little sister was afraid of him. His dad was like, oh, yeah, come eat. And he's like, oh, no, and yada, yada, yada. So, right here. I'm definitely famous at Hiwassee Middle. The part I can't figure out is whether I'm famous good or famous bad. The athletic program is my home here, or at least it was before I got hurt. All my friends seem to be jocks, mostly football players. I guess they're pretty worried when they heard about my accident. I pick up the occasional grumbling that I have to miss the season, but mostly people are just relieved that I'm okay. The Hiwassee Hurricanes are kind of kings of the school. It's a pretty good role to come out of a coma and fall straight into. Since I'm the former captain, I'm almost like the king of the kings. To be honest, though, it's hard to picture how I got along with them so well. They're loud, kind of obnoxious, and even though they're really tight, they spend a lot of time shoving and punching each other. Insults constantly flying between them. They probably don't mean it, but it gets pretty ugly. Was I like that too when I was, me? Did I greet my closest friends by pointing out imaginary stains on their shirts so I could slap their face? Did I insult their moms, their grandmas, and their grandmothers' grandmothers? Probably. Even so, that was then and this is now. I've lost a step, maybe because of my conscience. I can't keep up with those guys anymore. Aaron and Bear shield me from the worst of it. Dudes, they'll say, dial it down. Our boy's injured. Or they'll step in front of me to absorb a friendly punch or forearm smash. I appreciate their help. Still, it doesn't change the fact that I'm not the Chase I used to be. I almost wish they'd stop trying to protect me. I hate being weak. The other guys treating me like I'm strong. I'm not. I get that. But maybe I can fake it until my strength comes back. So already, so early in this story, Chase is already saying, like, I'm not who I used to be. Like, how did I used to hang out with these guys? In the end, Aaron and Bear stressed me out more than any of the others because they asked me all these questions. What do you remember? Is your memory coming back? When does the doctor say that could happen? When will you be our old self again? Since I've got nothing else to offer them, I describe one memory that I do have, the little girl in the blue dress. They listen with great concentration. And Aaron prompts, wise open. That's it. That's the only thing I remember. But who is she? Bear persists. Where did you see her? I shrug. I don't know. That's all I've got. They stare at me for a long moment, and then they both burst out laughing. I'm annoyed. It's not funny. Don't you think I'd tell you more if I had more to tell? Do you know what the word amnesia means? Relax. Aaron puts an arm around my shoulder. We got your back. Boys to the end. Aside from the football players, most of the kids act kind of odd around me. Conversations end when I enter the room. Faces turn towards lockers as I make my way down the hall. I get the whole school's heard the story about my amnesia, and they're a little weirded out by me, but it doesn't explain everything. This one girl who's pushing a rolling cart of textbook, when she sees me walking next to her, her eyes start to pop out of her head. She spins away and slams into the wall of the doorway alcove. Books go flying in all directions. She trips on one and starts to go down, so I grab her arm to steady her. Then she really loses it. Don't! She squeals so loudly that we instant center of attention. I'm mystified. Let me help you pick those up. No! And then she's gone, practically running along the corridor, dropping even more books as she escapes. What did I do? I asked Aaron and Bear about it before school, and they treat it like the stupidest thing ever. What do you care about a bunch of random nobodies don't like you? Bear demands. It's not that, I tell them. She was scared. Where did that come from? The two exchange looks. Man, you really did lose your memory, Aaron comments. Come on, guys, talk to me. So his friends are still acting like this is some big joke, but like he literally does not remember. Come on, guys, talk to me. Bear is impatient. We don't have time. Why? I query. There's no practice today. We've got to go to the Graybeard Motel by 3:30. What's the Graybeard Motel? We've still got 2 months left on our community service, Bear supplies, at the assisted living place in Portland Street, helping out the geezers and the grandmas. Not everybody's lucky enough to fall off a roof and get excused. I'm at community service? I may not remember much, but I know that community service isn't like getting a detention at school. It's something you get ordered to do in court by a judge. I struggle to sound casual. The last thing I want to do is come across like a wimp to my two best friends. What did we do to get sentenced? I nearly choke on the words. To community service. It was no big deal, Aaron scoffs. We planted a couple cherry bombs in the piano at an open house. It was awesome. Cops are such sticklers about property damage. Like there's a giant piano shortage in the world. So I'm nonchalant, but it takes some doing. Arrested? We have to go, Bear insists. Yeah, Aaron faces me. Listen, man, I know it bugs you that you can't remember anything about yourself before the accident. Let me fill you in on some details. Our boy Chase isn't the kind of kid to get so bent out of shape about a bunch of idiots overreacting about a few firecrackers. We did what we did, and we got in trouble for it. End of story. End of story, I echoed. I'm speaking carefully, almost as if I'm trying it on for size. I mean, nobody got hurt, so what's the big deal? Bear snickers. Yeah, right. Nobody. Can someone remember from earlier who was the one that got hurt? Maybe not physically hurt, but like what really hurt, like traumatic experience. Who did get hurt from these cherry bombs in the piano? There was someone that got hurt. Evan? Shoshana's brother Joel, right. So remember, he's the one that was playing the piano when the cherry bombs went off, and he had to be sent away to boarding school. And then, so once again, Chase doesn't remember that. So he's like, oh, no one got hurt. And they're laughing like, yeah, nobody, calling him a nobody because they know that Joel did get hurt. The problem with Hawasasi, Aaron goes on, is that everybody's jealous of us. I don't blame them. We do what we want and nobody messes with us. Even the adults are jealous because when they were kids, they probably were losers too. So when Fitch Wallace or some judge gets the chance to slap us down, they go hard since it's the only revenge they're ever going to get. You can't take it personally. Okay, so Mr. Aaron is clearly full of himself. He's literally saying all adults are even jealous of them because they're just so cool. So he's got a nice big head. I nod in agreement. It's kind of not fair. Bear grins. Sometimes I cry myself asleep tonight just thinking of the injustice of it all. That's a little bit of sarcasm there. I laugh. Aaron and Bear wouldn't cry if you jammed flaming bamboo under their fingernails. They're the toughest guys in the world. Thanks for being straight with me, I tell them. And I mean it. My own mother kept me in the dark about this. I don't know what she's thinking. Maybe if I can't remember, it never happened. Aaron shrugs. It's a mom thing. They're all the same. If it's fun, it must be bad. My dad warned me about that, I admit. He said I shouldn't let her coddle me. Your dad is the man, Bear exclaimed. He was part of the best football team ever to come out of this place. Ours is next. I mean, when you're back, we're going to wreck. That pulls me up short. Bear knows as well as anybody that I'm out for the season. It makes me wonder, should I be? Dad doesn't think so. And Mom, the coddler, who took Dr. Cooperman's word for it. How much should I put trust into her? She's the one who tried to hide a pretty major part of my past from me. If it wasn't for Aaron and Bear, I might have never figured it out. Who knows what else she's holding back? So all of a sudden, Chase is kind of turning on his mom a little bit. Like, what is she trying to keep from me? Why is she keeping all this stuff from me? You know, maybe I shouldn't listen to what she says, and maybe I should be able to play football like his dad wants. When Mom gets home from work, I'm there at the front door to throw it in her face. Where do you get off? She looks totally bewildered. I forge on. You were so devastated when I got amnesia, but not too devastated to pass up the little editing job on my life. Editing job? Don't you think I have the right to know that Aaron and Bear and I were arrested and sentenced to community service? She doesn't answer right away. She sets down her bag and shrugs off her jacket, walks into the living room and collapses wearily into a chair. At last she said, "You've just been through an awful ordeal. How can I help you recover if I tell you a lot of things that are just going to upset you?" Things? I echo. You mean there's more? How many other nice little stories have you been keeping away from me? She seemed genuinely sad. I love you and I support you through the end of the world. And you know that. I've always seen the good in you, Chase, and I believe that there's a person you are deep down, but you've had your moments. I have a sickening vision of faces turning away from me, kids shrinking back at my approach, fear in their body language. I think of the crazy girl who was angry enough to dump a tub of frozen yogurts on my head. What if she wasn't crazy at all? What if I deserved it? Then I think back to the conversation with Aaron and Bear, and there's two sides to every story, and Mom is taking the opposite one. But it shouldn't surprise me. Her kid got in trouble, major trouble, if the community service is any indication. Okay, it wasn't a nice thing to do, I admit, but I don't understand why the school had to make such a big deal of it. She stares at me. How can you, of all people, say that after everything that happened? Maybe because I don't remember everything that happened. I shoot back. There were firecrackers, not grenades. It was a prank. Mom's expression becomes hard. Never mind the poor musician you practically put into cardiac arrest. The problem with the auditorium of people that thought they were under attack. It was pure luck that nobody got injured in the panic. I'm sure that's what Dr. Fitzwaller was thinking when he decided to bring in the police. I hear Mom tell the story and feel ashamed, but if I go by Aaron and Bear, it's nothing gag that the school blew out of proportion because they were out to get us. Who's telling the truth? Is Mom making it sound worse to scare me straight? Because, as Dad said, she's coddling me. When I got amnesia, I lost 13 years of myself. I have to replace those memories using what I can pick from other people. But everyone has a slightly different version of me. Mom, Dad, my friends, the kids at school, even frozen yogurt girl. For all I know, the lunch ladies know me better than anyone else. Who should I believe? Oh my gosh, this poor guy. I literally, I don't know about you guys, but I have such, yes, he's 13 years old. I have such, a sad spot for poor Mr. Chase because he really does not remember things. And like he said, people are filling him in on things, but everyone's saying a different thing. Bear and Aaron are saying things aren't a big deal. His mom's not telling him anything. And then when his mom does tell him things, the story's kind of off. His dad thinks he should be doing this. His stepmom doesn't, even talk to him. And his stepsister doesn't talk to him. His brother's back at college, he tries to sit with some random kid at lunch and the kid ends up underneath a chair just for helping him. So Chase has got so much going on, and it is just absolutely crazy, in my opinion. And I just really feel for him, I feel like. Even though he definitely brought a lot of this on himself, he still doesn't know why he brought this stuff on himself. So I just can imagine how hard it is. Or I can't imagine, really. So tomorrow, even though it is an e-learning day, you are going to have a reading RTI assignment, okay? You're going to have some character questions on reading RTI. So, yes, again, because it is already the 5th week of the 9 weeks, and we are only in the 40s, okay? We got a lot of reading to go. So, yes, you are going to have an assignment again on the e-learning day because Mrs. Kneifel said so. Thank you, Landon. So, you are going to have a reading RTI assignment tomorrow. It will not be super long. It'll probably take you 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you take your book home because you're going to need your book to help you unless you have a fantastic memory of the book so far, okay? So take your book home. Michaela, why'd you leave the meeting? I was just trying to tell you. We still have a few minutes, so I'm going to keep reading. But I just wanted to stop and tell you about our whatchamacallit really quick. You will have a assignment tomorrow. Brendan Espinazo. A prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin and his own house. That's a quote from the Bible, King James Version. It turns out this applies to YouTube as well. Here I am, ready to shoot the greatest video in the history of humanity, and I can't get anyone to help me. Come on, you guys, I plead with my fellow video rights. Members of the Hiwassee Middle School's Video Club. You can't all have dentist appointments. It's against the law of probability. All right, you got me, admits Hugo Verbig, raising his hands to surrender. I don't have a dentist appointment. The reason I won't help you is because you're completely out of your mind. What do you care? I shoot back. That's my problem, not yours. I'm not asking you to do the hard part. I just need someone to be my wingman. Shoshana, you'll help me, right? Not in a million years, is her reply. You're going to get yourself in trouble. I'll put your name in YouTube as Crow Producer, I wheeled. Oh, good, she draws. It'll help the cops spell my name right when we get arrested. I'm out, Brendan. And you'll be out, too, if you've had any sense. So, lovely Brendan. He's going to be filming again. Remember, he was originally filming in the cafeteria the first time we met him? So, it's a no. No from Hugo, no from Shoshana, no from Barton, no from the whole video club. Marisa even suggests that I should see a mental health professional. I slump against my locker, watching them all walk away, deserting me. Where's the loyalty? Where's the club spirit? Where's the fire of creativity? The betrayal stings, but mostly I hate to miss out on the idea. It could be the next thing that goes viral, but it can't go viral if it never gets made. I look around the crowded hallways, kids loading up backpacks for dismissal. Do I know anybody? Actually, I know just about everybody, but none of them will meet my eyes. I'm not the most popular guy at school. I'm not sure why. I'm on the honor roll, president of the video club, champion of the academic decathlon 2 years running. Come to think of it, those are probably some of the reasons why kids aren't lining up to ask me what I'm doing after school today. Nobody even acknowledges my existence. All right, we're going to stop there. And when we pick up on Thursday, we're going to learn a lot more about Brendan. Do not forget, you will have a reading RTI assignment tomorrow. This will be, of course, posted. Ta-ta. So long, friends.